Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining and giving us your valuable association in the month of this auspicious month, Purushottama Mass. We are meeting every day to sing Chaurashtakam, read chapter 15 in English, recite chapter 15 in English, and also read the translations in English for our own benefit, because this is an auspicious month where any spiritual endeavor will give 1,000 times benefit when done in otherwise. So thank you all for joining. And today's Chaurashtakam singer will be Nivan. Nivan, you're going to be a rising 7th grader or 6th grade?
Rising 6th grade.
Rising 6th grader. Okay, middle schooler. Okay, today Nivan is going to sing Chaurashtakam. So go ahead, Nivan. I'll share my screen and we can get started. Oh, I'm trying to find my tab. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is the right tab, but let me share. Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Vraje prasidam avanita chauna Gopanganam Jadukula Chauram Aneka Jampajita Papachauram
Chauram Purusham Namami Shri Radhika Hridayasya Chauram Navambuddha
Shamalam Kanti Chauram Padam Shritam Samasa Chauram
Chauram
Purusham Namami Akinchani Kritya Padam Shritam Karoti Bhikshum Pati Gehahinam Kenapyahum Vishana Chaudhary Drishtashuto Jagatruyi Yadiyanam
Viramratyashisham
Giri Prasarana Vipaparamsi Ashchari Chaudhary Drishtashuto Vanamaya Kadamapi Dhanam Chamanam Chatatendriyam Pranam Sahitva Mamasarodeva Palaya Sekutra Druto Gyachaura Tvam Bhakti Dasnasi Maya Nirudha Shinasi Gauram Yamapashavantam Vinatsi Bhimam Bhavapashavantam Shinatsi Samsya Samastavandam Naivatmano Bhaktakrutam Tuvandam Manmarase Tamasarasi Gauram Kamabhire Dukhamare Nivada Labhasve Chiraya Svachaurya Shochitamevam Dantam Karagrahe Vasasada Hridaya Madhye Madbhakti Pashadradamantana Nishcharasan Tvam Krishna he Pranapoti Shatantarepi Sarvasvachaura Hridayanahi Mochayami Vraje Prasidam Nanita Chandram Gopanganam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the nice singing, Nivan and Nivan's dad. One of you want to read the translation too? for the bhajan? We do that every day. Or
You and
I'll read it.
go ahead.
I offer my respectful obeisances to that foremost of thieves, who is famous in Braj as the butter thief, and he who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. I offer my respectful obeisances to the foremost of thieves, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. He turns to surrender his devotees into paupers and wandering, homeless beggar. Alas, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard in all three worlds. Mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderfully thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere. O thief, have stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything. Where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. You cut the terrible noose of Yamaraj. You sever of the dreadful noose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage. But you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees. O stealer of everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance. And there, for a very long time, you will remain, receiving appropriate punishment for your crimes and thievery. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion, remaining forever tight, you will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart, because I will not release you for millions of aeons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Nivan. We'll now move on to Ishi with chapter 3, chapter 15, Sanskrit verses. Go ahead, Ishi beta.
Hare Krishna. Atha Panchadashoadhyaya Shri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhvamulamadash-shakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid Adashodvam Prasutastasya Shakha Guna Pravritta Vishaya Pravala Adhasyamulanyanu Karmanubandhini Manushya-loke Narupamashe hatatopalabhyate nanto nacha dirna cha sampratishta ashvattamenam suvirudamulam asangasastrena dridena chitva tata padam tatparimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yata pravritti prasuta purani Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivruta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangye kachyantya muda padamavyayam tat na tad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yatkatva nivartante tadhama paramam mama mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha Manashashthanindriyani prakritishtani karshati shariram yadavapnoti yachapyatkramatishvaraha gruhitvaitani sayati vayurgandhani vashayat srotam chakshusparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate utkramantam sthitam vapi punjanam vagunanvitam Vimudhananupashyanti pashyanti gnanachakshushah yatanto yoginaschainam pashyantyatmanyavasthitam yatantopyakritatmano nainam pashyante chetasah yadadityagatam tejo jagadbhashayate akhilam यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नो तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधिः सर्वा सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मतः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहं त्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरक्षाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कुटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमपुरुषस्त्वन्य परमात्मेति उदारत यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य विवर्तव्य ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमम् यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यस्तमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतत् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमानः स्यात् कृतकृतश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोग नाम पंचदशोऽध्यायः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, excellent reading. Thank you so much. We don't have a sign up today for the translation, so I'm going to choose someone from the audience here. So let's see who will read. Okay, Tristan, beta, you want to read English translations? Or are you there to speak? Read, Tristan? Okay. Radha, can you read, Radha?
Yeah. Are you sharing? I have a Telugu one.
No, you can read. No, I'm sharing.
Okay. Okay. The yoga of the Supreme Person. Disappeared. Text one's translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Do you want me to go ahead the next one? Text to translation.
Yes, Radha, just keep reading. You don't have to say text to and translation. You just keep reading.
Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an... The branches of this tree extends downwards and upwards, nourished by the three modes of the material nature. The twigs are the objects of these senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrendered to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with the material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who unbewildered know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Sorry, I'm reading from the phone, so it's a little harder to. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts.
You missed the sixth one.
Yeah, my phone is like that. Supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never returns to this material world. The living entities in this conditional world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all the vegetables. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Besides these two,
You missed one.
there are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. Because I am transcendental beyond both the fallible and infallible, and became I am the greatest. I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person. Whoever knows me as the supreme personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. One piece question. How do the vegetables get the taste? We read that just now in the translation. Don't look. Close your eyes and tell me the answer. How do the vegetables get the juice and taste? Yes, Nivan.
Splendor of
The moon.
Moon light. Yes, from the moon. Splendor of the moon. So we are going to have a quiz on the last day. So please pay attention. This is our opportunity to, in fact, memorize all the verses of chapter 15. That's the best gift we can give to ourselves. And say that, oh, Purushottama month I have made the best of this auspicious month. Let's see who can take up that challenge. 20 verses. It's not hard, trust me. These verses are, at least, I mean, second, third, fourth, fifth. Those are a little hard because they're long. And then there is one very popular, important verse, 15:15, Sarvasya Chaham Nudisannivishto, Mattha Smritir Gnanam Apohanam Cha, where Krishna says, I'm residing in everyone's heart. And from me comes knowledge, forgetfulness, and remembrance. And he also says, I am the compiler of the Vedas, I am the knower of the Vedas, and I am the one who Vedaischa sarver, aham eva vedyo, Vedanta krit Veda avachaham. I am to be known by the Vedas. Compiler of the Vedas, the knower of the Vedas, and I'm to be known by the Vedas. So all this wonderful, beautiful information is given. I don't know how many of us are really paying attention. Every word and every line in this chapter is very, very interesting and powerful and helps us remember Krishna more. He says, I'm the sunshine and the moonshine. And he says, the spiritual, in the earthly planet, in the earth that we live on, without sunlight, yes or no? You might be wondering, oh, right now there's no sunlight, but I have light. But this light, this electric bulb that is glowing is also because of sunlight. Isn't it so? It's coming from hydroelectricity or whatever from the sunshine, it is being transferred or translated into electric power. But in the spiritual world, Krishna says there is no need of sun at all because his bodily effulgence is equal to millions of suns, and the radiance that comes out of his body illumines the entire spiritual sky. Some glimpse of the spiritual sky, because you always wonder, right? What is spiritual sky? How does it look? What are the characteristics and all? So Krishna is giving that information in this chapter. All right. We have a new participant today, Nicole. Is that new participant or it's the same participant with the new name? Can you please?
No, it's a new participant.
Oh, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We hope to see you every day for the next 20 days.
That would be nice. I'm going to try.
So
Mataji, that's my niece. Mataji, that is my niece from
Yes,
Florida.
I guess that, Mataji. Thank you for encouraging and inspiring so many of the people who you meet. That's really, really inspiring. Yes, question by you, Ivan.
Yes, Mataji. Question was from Ishi.
Yes,
So,
Ishi.
yeah, in the 16th verse, it says there are two classes of being fallible and infallible. So if we are infallible, then Ishi's question is how we end up coming here in the material world.
We are fallible.
Mm-hmm.
We are fallible. So we are fallible, meaning that's the reason we are in the material world.
Oh, okay. So how we can become infallible?
Infallible by going back to spiritual sky. See, once you fall down, and when you go back to the spiritual world, you have been purified so much that you never want to come back again. Only then you are prepared or you have become eligible to enter the spiritual kingdom, right? So when you enter the spiritual kingdom, you will never again fall down. That's the guarantee that Krishna gives and Prabhupada also gives us. So we all are fallible. We fell down because that's why we are fallible. But again, we become infallible when we follow the directions given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That is deeper discussion and deeper science to it. But in simple terms, yes, we all are fallible. The fact that we are in this material world, we fell down, or we didn't want to be with Krishna, or we didn't want to be with our Father, at our home, in our home. Like many of the rebellious kids, right? As soon as high school is done, they want to go away from parents or home, thinking that they can enjoy better away from home. But the fact is, real enjoyment is staying back at home with parents. And our parents are Radha and Krishna, and we all fell down. And when we go back home, we will never ever want to come back, or will never ever fall down, because of all the experiences and because of the purification that we gain by living in this material world and by following the instructions that Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. So Ishi, in answer to your question, beta, simply by doing whatever you're doing, listening to your parents, and by sticking to the values that Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita as you grow up to become an adult, right? Those values are very important. While having those values, being in a mood of surrender and devotion to Krishna. That is as simple as it, okay? As it is. Just being in the mood of surrender and devotional to Krishna and maintaining the values, we all can traverse this material world and reach the spiritual world. That's a very nice question, Ishi.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you all. Any other questions or discussion points? Okay, signing off today. We'll see you all again tomorrow, same place, same time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.